You're done with Animal Crossing. Your island doesn't feel right, your map is awful, and decorating is just not working out. Everything has gone wrong, and you may be overwhelmed with trying to make your island perfect. You've probably considered either flattening or restarting your island, and whilst there are pros and cons to both, it's difficult to work out which one is right for you. If you are thinking about flattening or restarting your save file, here are some things to factor in before you make that decision. Whatever your reason is for flattening or restarting, the biggest benefit for both is that you get a clean slate on your island. I know that doesn't seem to be completely true for flattening your island, but hear me out. When you flatten your island, you end up removing all of your terraforming. No more cliffs, no rivers, no ponds, just you and a completely blank canvas to work with. By removing everything you already had, you get the ultimate creative freedom in Animal Crossing. You can craft your island into whatever you would like it to be. If you aren't bothered by where your resident services or airports are, flattening is a great option for you to get the island of your dreams without losing everything you've worked so hard on. The best part of flattening is that you get to keep your house storage upgrades, your pocket space, and your catalogue, which make the redecoration process so much easier when you're done terraforming. Flattening can do one of two things for you. It'll either be a great way to learn how to terraform, or you'll get completely overwhelmed with there being nothing around and you wish you'd restarted anyway. If you struggle with terraforming or the thought of running around a completely flattened island is terrifying, flattening is probably not for you. But you don't have to go to the extreme of removing everything if you're still considering flattening. You can always remove small sections at a time and terraform back up when you have an idea of what you want to make. This can make the process of flattening and terraforming again less daunting for you because you're focusing on smaller areas, and as a result of that, you make gradual progress towards a fully done island. However, if you want the ultimate clean slate in Animal Crossing New Horizons, restarting is going to be the thing for you. With deleting your save data comes the option of a complete redo. New maps, new island name, new villagers, new terraforming, everything you could possibly want to be different will be different. Your island will be in its most natural state after opening the game again, which can be appealing if you were having difficulties on your previous island, but it's a permanent decision to lose one island and begin another. When you send your previous island to the void, you lose all of the bells you saved, Nook Miles you earned, and your catalogue. Treasure islands will likely become your best friends in terms of getting access to items for decorating, so it isn't the end of the world if that's something that's open to you. But if you don't have Nintendo Switch Online, you're going to need to factor in that you'll have to earn all of your items again from Nook's Cranny, and that's going to take a long time. When it comes to deciding between flattening and restarting, you may want to consider the impact your decision will have on the amount of progress you've made so far. When you've spent time completing your museum and working on your Nook Miles achievements, it becomes rather difficult to say goodbye to this if you go through the restart process. If you want to maintain the progress you've made, flattening will be the right decision for you. Your island is still going to be there and you can continue to work on any achievements or villager photos if those are priorities for you. You also get to keep a hold of your terraforming tools so you can go straight back into decorating. With restarting, you have much less choice because when you press the big red delete save data button, everything goes. You lose all of your Nook Mile achievements, all of the work you put into filling your museum, Halves Island, and the terraforming tools. You can't pick these up again from Treasure Islands. You'll need to grind them out again and unlock everything over time. If that doesn't bother you, then go ahead and restart. If you haven't experienced the start of the game for a while, restarting is the only way you can relive this, and to be honest, there's something special about going through the beginning part of the game again. From watching the Deserted Island Getaway Package video to meeting new villagers and picking an entirely new island, everything just feels different in a good way. Granted, it does take longer to go through the restart process than it does to flatten an island, but it may be quicker than you think. Because you're already an experienced Animal Crossing player, you will know exactly what you need to do to get materials for Nook's Cranny, how to unlock the museum and Abel's, and how to villager hunt for your dreamies. The mechanics of the game stay the same, but the island you have is completely different, so you'll be able to get back to where you were in a really short amount of time. The biggest things to think about if you're considering flattening or restarting is why you want to make the change in the first place. New Horizons is a long game and has the limitation of one island per Switch. This can put a lot of pressure on you to make sure you have the perfect island. If nothing is working out for you, then it's understandable that you want something new. Making the decision to flatten or restart feels like it is the only option, but if you don't have a clear reason why you're doing one or the other, you may find it harder to continue playing Animal Crossing after you've flattened or restarted. If you struggle with decorating or terraforming, is resetting your island really going to help encourage you back into the game? It may be better for you to take a break from New Horizons and think about why you want to flatten or restart and what your plan is for after you've done either. There's nothing wrong with taking a break from the game whilst you think about this. New Horizons will still be there whilst you play something else for a bit, and when you are ready, you can come back to your island with fresh eyes on which is going to be the right thing for you. When you've made up your mind on which is the right option for you, now is the time to start planning out everything you want and what your next steps are. If you go into flattening or restarting your island without having some idea of what you want to achieve, you're going to find it harder to get back into Animal Crossing again. This doesn't mean that you need to know exactly what your theme is going to be or which villagers you want, but it does mean taking the time to prepare for whichever route you want to go down. Take lots of pictures of your island so you have the memories of what it used to look like. Save your dream address and take a screenshot of your map. You may feel bad about how your island looks now, but trust me on this. When you're working on your new island, looking back on photos or a DA of your old island not only gives you all the memories of your time playing the game, it's also a wonderful way to see how far your decorating has come. Whilst you can't have two dream addresses for the same island, having the pictures gives you a great way to look back on your island and see how your decorating style has changed since you started working on it. If you are restarting, you'll want to have a plan for what items you're going to take with you to the next island and how you're going to get them there. If you need to, reach out to a friend you trust and arrange for them to hold onto your items whilst you reset. The things you want to prioritize are a couple of stacks of each type of wood and 2 stacks of iron nuggets for helping you grind out 5 stars sooner, and a ladder and a vaulting pole to help you explore your new island fully. You may also want to take some items that you really care about, like villager photos, which may be harder for you to get when you restart. You don't have to take anything with you, as everything will open up as you play the game, but if your goal is to begin decorating your island as soon as possible, having at least the basic materials is going to really help you out when it comes to unlocking the terraforming tools once more. Regardless of whether you flatten or restart your island, having a plan of what you want to do next is going to massively help you out, particularly if burnout is part of the reason you're considering a change. I wouldn't recommend doing either if you are struggling with burnout, because having a completely clean slate may not help you get back into the game. But if you do need some help on how to get through your burnout, watch this video next where I went through some ideas you can use to keep Animal Crossing new and exciting for you on a daily basis. And I'll see you over there.